Before the Sign Zone, time for the Weatherview first on BBC One with Peter Gibbs.
Hello again. There's a certain law that relates to the fact that just as the summer holidays end, the weather decides to come good. But at least some of us could take advantage of that. Spencer Thorpe, for example, took this picture on the Norfolk coast, enjoying some deserted beaches and enjoying the highest sea temperatures of the year. This is when they're at their warmest, around about 18 degrees, for example, here. And that's going to help with the overnight temperatures because near the coast, the warm sea acting like a bath, whereas inland, well, those clear skies allowing those temperatures to dip away to low single figures once again in many places. Certainly unusually low for the latter part of August, early September. But then by day, once the sun breaks through, it does feel quite pleasantly warm. But yeah, even in larger towns and cities, we're talking about a starting figure of 5, 6 or 7 degrees, particularly across northern Britain. 1 or 2 patches of fog around as well. Just an early hint of autumn there across the West Midlands, but they're going to very quickly clear away. And then it's sunny skies all the way pretty much for most of England and Wales. But notice more in the way of cloud across Scotland and Northern Ireland. You struggle to find much clouds though for Wales by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Light winds, so it's going to feel nice and warm in that sunshine. Northern Ireland though, a very different day ahead. A little bit of brightness coming through for the afternoon. And even with the cloud, we're still looking at highs of 18 degrees. Northwest Scotland could be a favoured spot for some brightness, but elsewhere across Scotland there will be a lot of cloud around right through the day. It might just give a few spots of rain here and there, but really trivial amounts. North East England beginning to see the cloud encroaching through the afternoon, but elsewhere across the Midlands, down into East Anglia and the South East, again a fine afternoon, a warm afternoon as well, with temperatures nicely into the low 20s. Quite a brisk breeze blowing along the south coast, anywhere from Dorset across into Devon and Cornwall, so these northern coasts probably more sheltered from that breeze. And then as we go through Wednesday night into the early hours of Thursday, well, notice the way that cloud just oozes a bit further southwards. But picking up the breeze in the south, that means the temperatures here actually stay that little bit higher, around about 11 to 13 degrees. It's high pressure that's dominating the scene, though, right the way through this week. It's keeping these weather systems at bay out in the Atlantic. So the rest of the week, the weather stays pretty settled. A bit more in the way of cloud beginning to turn up from time to time, though. So certainly not unbroken sunshine. But it looks like on Thursday, the further west you are, the better the chance of seeing the more prolonged spells of sunshine, where there's further east, we'll probably see a bit more in the way of cloud. But cloud or sun, we're still going to see temperatures in many places getting into the low 20s. The numbers stay much the same right through Friday and into the weekend as well, the early part of the weekend anyway. A freshening breeze, though, becoming quite noticeable by that time. A bit of cloud drifting around, some sunshine from time to time as well. Might just find, as we get into the weekend, that one of those weather fronts does finally start to make some inroads into more western areas. A lot of doubt over that at the moment, though, and I think most places will manage to stay dry. So plenty of settled weather ahead. More on that, of course, by going online. Bye-bye.
You don't always get reminders of the dangers at the coast, so remember to stay safe while having fun at the seaside. Visit mcga.gov.uk for more ideas. And if it's an emergency, call 999 and ask for the Coast Guard.
It's time to celebrate. Join me for the National Lottery's big night featuring the star-studded National Lottery Awards with live performances and special guests. Who will be this year's winners? And with the live draws from Lottery HQ, you could be a winner too.
The National Lottery's Big Night, Saturday at 7:35 on BBC One.
Managing your family budget isn't always easy to do. Money Watch reveals how to beat tough times in an hour. A seismic shift in the political landscape now on BBC One in the Sign Zone as the movers, shakers and headline makers reveal the inside story of 5 days that changed Britain.